She love my flight shoes. You know, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? What's up with y'all? Jess Sparks, Start Pilot back in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We live up early up and early up and early and shit like that with this 7:04 a.m. But shit, fuck all that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Just had to go live. You're saying, you know what I'm saying? Tell y'all how to change the motherfucking world in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? How to change the world in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, changing the world requires you to have, you know what I'm saying, these three steps. And I'm not going to say it's simple. Well, there's really 5 ways. It's business, education, religion, entertainment, politics. But when I break down these 3, it then correlate to those actual, you know what I'm saying, ways of thinking and living and feeling. You know what I'm saying? So, the first one is creating that vibe for it to suit yourself. You know what I'm saying? The second one is just be yourself. And the third one is not to let nothing influence you. You know what I'm saying? You're influencing everything. You're the reason for this influence and diverse influence and shit like that, real shit. And check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this, right? And shout out Dunkin' Donuts for this for the Sparks energy. You know, they copying me. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? But yo, keep that shit in business. You know, so I'm fucking with it. You know, that Spark energy drink is pretty good. You know, the berry burst. I ain't gonna lie. Check it out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like understanding how to change the vibe within the atmosphere within itself, and how to make it more in your requirements. You're in a space where you know how to actually, you know what I'm saying, make that vibe, make that current event more in your favor. So it's like whatever you're doing, nothing is really affecting you in the long run. So it's kind of like that actual, you know what I'm saying, that actual substance is not really like, the best way I can explain it is that, let's say what you're doing right now, and you got something that let's say you're a gamer or whatever like that, and you play video games. For you to become the best at that video game, you need to be in a space where you know all the ins and outs about it, all the whatever shit's, even cheat codes if you want to go that deep, whatever. But you want to be in a space where you know how to substantiate yourself in the actual gaming atmosphere, that gaming style. So when you jump back on the games, right, or a computer game, right, you got a better way on how to win or never lose again. Even if it's a spam move, you don't give a fuck, because that spam move, you know what I'm saying? Even if somebody says, bro, you're cheating, you're spamming the same move. It ain't their fault they don't know how to block that. You know what I'm saying? That's their fault. And if they they don't know how they figure out how to block that, you do another spam move, but a different one. And I'm not talking nothing. This is not physical. And this is all in the mind. You know what I'm saying? This is how I can best way I can explain it. So take that concept and bring it to the what I just told you. When you're shape shifting that vibe and creating your own vibe in that space, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like in a space to where you're more people you're more requiring people to do shit than them requiring you to do shit. So it's like you switch the vibe. It's like you flip the switch. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? What's that? Oh, I just flipped the switch. You know what I mean? You just flip the switch. So now when you flip the switch, it's more in your favor, and you don't have to worry about the consequences, because the consequences don't aren't actually consequences. You know what I'm saying? They don't come to you. They go towards those individual people, places, and things that didn't want to do it in your way. You know what I'm saying? And let me remind you, once they don't do it in your way, they're not gonna have no way to go. You know, so shout out to my song, nowhere to go. You know, you have nowhere to go. So you want to make sure you know how to do your shit. You know what I'm saying, and do your thing. You know what I'm saying. If you're not lagging, and do your thing. You know what I'm saying, because that's the space where you want to create the actual energy for itself, and get with the program. You know, so let me see if we're lagging because my computer's doing some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, you know what I'm saying? All right, man. But that's just the way you can look at it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other ways you can look at these things. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't really just simple, that one gaming style. There's so many other ways. And once you know how to break down those other ways and look at those other ways, you expand your mind and prepare prepare yourself for the best and the worst. And it's not really you preparing yourself. It's really you creating a better spaceship for you to travel through the atmosphere, through the galaxies. And once you're traveling through the galaxies, you know on where to, like, how to scope out your parameter. And once you're scoping out your parameter, you can choose if you want to come down to something. And it's not really you coming down, it's really you making that world yours. So it's like once you're in it, it's your shit. You know what I'm saying? And now you know like how to do your things. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like understanding that, you'll see that this whole way of living, thinking, and feeling came from the mind first. You know what I'm saying? And there's things way beyond the mind. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta know how to get there. And the best way for you to get there is you understanding that, you know what I'm saying, the what the the way you think and feel came from you having a certain mind state. So once you're in your nothing space and you don't think of it, it's like kind of like when you're meditating and you're just there. You know what I'm saying? That's like you're not letting no mind state persuade you. You're not letting your mind state persuade you. You're not letting no outside mind state persuade you. You're not letting no nothing persuade you. It's like you're clearly there. You know what I'm saying? You're no pun intended clear. You know what I'm saying? And once you're clearly there, you know how to clearly relate yourself better, properly, and all that shit, because that's came from the space of where you were at for you to even be. What's the word uh for you to be at that clairvoyant space? You know what I'm saying? And words point to things, because this clairvoyant space we're saying ain't even really like called clairvoyance, but that's the word that, you know what I'm saying, these Jews created for y'all to understand what the actual clairvoyance actually means. You know what I'm saying? So whatever space they were in to come up with a certain way of thinking and feeling, they came up with that space, called it in clairvoyance and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's really like we can call it that, but it's really something else and shit like that. We can understand better ways on how to understand these mind states and ways of thinking and feeling. You know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's kind of like once you know how to do that, you're in a space where you know actually how to relate yourself properly and go with the flow even better. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand all these things came from the mind state and the ways of thinking and feeling. You know what I'm saying? And the best way we can come to the terms of agreements, even whatever we do, is understanding that once we know how to relate our atmosphere with another atmosphere, that's how we even create the concept of sex, but the real concept of sex, where it actually came from. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you relate each atmosphere. And once you're relating each atmosphere together, you'll know the concept of when you need to move down to feel depressed, when you need to move up to feel uplifted, when you need to move right to feel righteous, when you need to move left to feel left field, we need to move back to feel regret, when we need to move front forward to feel like moving forward. But it's kind of, you let God control that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because God's controlling that concept. You know what I'm saying? So once that those atmospheres, those two, you know what I'm saying, fusion, friction, and pressures together, they once it's coming together, you know, the space is what it was creating is that vibe. You know what I'm saying? That vibe. And once you're in that vibe, you know that just the ways of you even correlating yourself comes from you being a spirit in that form. You know what I'm saying? In that cloud form, in that atmosphere form, in that galaxy form, and whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying, but we just call it atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's just so y'all can understand it in that whatever form, constellation, whatever. But constellation is beyond that, but let me not get into that. That's a different video. But yeah, but when you're on that type of mission, you know what I'm saying, you know that the space of where you're trying to require your requirements is understand that we're all in space creating, we're all down here to create atmospheres. And once we create certain atmospheres, we know how to can contribute ourselves with it. So once you know how to create that actual vibe and that terms and those terms of agreements, you know what I'm saying, you know that there's different spaces on where we can come together and do certain ways of, you know what I'm saying, expressing ourselves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And also my two other points is going to lead to these. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm basically on my second point, just talking about certain ways of coming together as an atmosphere, because I said for the second one is be yourself. But check it out. I'm just gonna go with the actual, because I'm on a train of thought right now. But check it out. So once you're with that kind of way of thinking and feeling, and you come together as an atmosphere and you have that way of expressing yourself, you know what I'm saying, you'll know that that actual substance of what you're doing becomes that actual, like, how I say this, the actual world. So once you choose to become a particle in that world, you know what I'm saying, you understand that that particle becomes that, like once you become that constellation, if you choose to become a particle in that constellation, you know what I'm saying, now you, aka atmosphere, not now you're down to this to your, not down, but it's really now you're within your world, your atmosphere. You can choose to become, like, you know what I'm saying, and you know how to create better organs and better glorified bodies. You know what I'm saying? And once, and this can go for any place, for any space, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Once you know how to create a better glorified body, you know what I'm saying, you choose, like, it's like you choose on what the, like, the outside world looks like. You know what I'm saying? So now you know how to actually relate yourself and do your little one too, because it's like something is, it's like this thing is going on. This certain thing that's going on wouldn't be happening without you. You know what I'm saying? Being yourself. So, just like I said, it ain't hard being yourself. It's just that we have so many restrictions down here that make us not want to be ourselves, because we feel like, you know what I'm saying, once we're doing this and that, and like it's kind of like you gotta blame the Jews and the Masons for that aspect, because, you know what I'm saying, because we can't, we it's like how we can't even be ourselves with all these restrictions in the way in our surroundings and shit like that. And once you know how to see that and see how to cherry pick the right one, like the Bible, the other concepts and shit like that, you know, cherry pick the right way and look at these things. Then you come down, you have that mind state in real life and how to cherry pick the right way and look at these certain things the right way. So when you're cherry picking and certain things in your real life, you know that, okay, if this is my world, because you gotta realize teamwork made the dreamer. So we created this world. If this is your world, it's because we're in Uriel's world. We're in Uriel's world right now. But if this is your world, right, and you know how to look at that shit, then you know that the space that we had to be to even create this world came from a I wouldn't say negative light, but no, I would say negative light. You know, I'm not gonna lie. But it really came from a light on where we were we were we were like following a negative spirit. You know what I'm saying? So the spirit didn't know what they were doing, and we were following that spirit and thinking it was the right way to go. So now that we know better, we do better. So all humans down here are down here to create atmospheres. You know what I'm saying? So once y'all know better, y'all do better, and now y'all down here to be that next, like, you know what I'm saying, that next thing. You know what I'm saying? Next form. You know what I'm saying? And the best way, but once you know how to understand that next form, you'll see that it's nothing more, nothing less, but you just be like being yourself. So you don't want to let nothing like stop you from being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're a troll, you know what I'm saying? You're down here to be a troll. You're down here to just be, you know what I'm saying? You want to be retarded, be retarded. Anyone that's being you, but you know what I'm saying? That's not, you're still doing the same thing that we're all doing. So it's just that your atmosphere, you're gonna create a retarded atmosphere. So when you create a retarded atmosphere, you're gonna come down. It's kind of like when you just look at people down here retarded, and they're with us. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna do the same thing, but in that way of looking. So you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, it's deep, but you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be like that, real shit. But or if you're a celebrity and you're just being yourself, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to shout out nobody in the soul group, especially Uriel though, then it's kind of like, then that's you. Then you know what I'm saying. Then you, not saying like, and shouts out to the ones that actually, because I seen Sexy Red's what's her damn, her new snippet. I seen her new snippet. That shit was sampled from the Yay of the West on the Angel May Cry damn, part one. It was like dun 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 dun. She got to eat. She was like dun 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 dun. Oh dun 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 dun. Hey dun dun. So that was kind of lit, but yeah. Shouts out Sexy Red, you know what I'm saying? Man, shouts out Joe Buddy and all the other, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out all y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because that are actually like on that type, you know what I'm saying? You can sense when the spirit is actually genuine, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, besides that, yeah, like I'm talking about celebrities right now because I'm talking about that. But you know what I'm saying? We all doing the same thing. We all here to do the same thing. But once you know that, you just know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So it's kind of like where you are, wherever you are, there you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna bring me to my next uh to well, I'm already in my third point, but yeah, I'm gonna break that allegory in this concept. But yeah, it's like wherever you are, there you are. So you can't let nothing like persuade you to feel no way, nothing, because you know the closest thing to you no, you can't let nothing, nothing, nobody, no shape, no form persuade you to do nothing, because that's the way you connect to nothing. Understanding your spirit is no thing, no shape, no form. And for you to connect to nothing, all possibilities, you know that space is required for you to be there, for you to even like reciprocate there. You know what I'm saying? So you reciprocating there is you actually creating something there. You know what I'm saying? And once you create something there, you gotta create something that looks like nothing. So make something look like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Once you make something look like nothing, you're in a space of where you're closer to God. You're right there closer to God, because you're doing something like God. You know what I'm saying? But you can never be like God, but you're doing something like God. So you're in a space where you're more, you know how to like go with the actual flow and go with the actual ways of living and thinking and feeling and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. And You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, it's the bit like, you know, it's like any realm of reality you're at, right? It's gonna be it's you're gonna create forms that are like your spirit uh acts like the mind, your mind acts like the body. You know what I'm saying? No, your body mimics the mind, your mind mimics the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I was in reverse. Everything's in reverse. But yeah, check it out. If your body mimics the mind, that's why I dress. You know, I got my own way how I dress. You know, so I dress like a superhero. You know, all that shit, whatever you want to look how I dress like. I try to dress like God. You know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a star in this bitch. That's me. That's the body copying the mind, and the mind copies the spirit. So well, the body tries to be like the mind, and the mind tries to be like the spirit. So down here, yeah, I look like this. Up there, I look like that. Spiritual, no thing, no shape, no form. So when you're when you're relating yourselves in certain realms of realities, you know what I'm saying, you'll realize that you'll have you'll have certain spaces of where when you're connecting to those beings up there, you want to call beings, but it's really you connecting with the certain individuals that would be down here in the third dimension, but they would be in their concept of whatever, however they came up in that form, real or shape of reality. In that space is where they're at there. So it's like I said, wherever you are, there you are. So once you're in that space, your beings you interact with become you like different representations of you. But when I say that, don't think of it like, oh, so they're you. No, I'm no. It's really that that actual world is your body. So just like when you're down here, this world, no, I'm down here, your mini atmosphere, and you're the people within living within you are like they're little. It's the same thing up there, but and it's more broader because now you're that particle in that atmosphere, and you're relating yourselves with people. You know what I'm saying? So man, scratch that. No scratch that, but keep that in the side note. You know what I'm saying? The next world we create in general, we want it to look like Miami, Brazil, you know what I'm saying, California, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, places like that. Like nigga, we run around naked and shit like that. And you gotta realize that once you're in a space like that, whatever, you want to be the space where you know that the way you are, like I'm sure, man, I'm sure, God's gonna give me the words to uh like you know some relate that, but it's like the way you are, you become the new shadow government. So it's the Galactic Federation of Flight. So you become the new shadow government. You know what I'm saying? And that new shadow government, that's technically not new, but it's really the right way how to see things because everything is in reverse. You see them, so it's like you become flight boss, you become the flight boss set. That's how it is up there. So it's like once you know that, you become that actual form. So we all become flight bosses and flight bossettes. You know what I'm saying? And in that world, you know what I'm saying? That's a space where that's a world actually. That's really a world, and that's a world how you can relate yourself, do it with all that shit, connect all that shit, boom, yada yada yada, do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But for you to get there, you gotta know how to create a certain far out way of thinking and feeling because that's a space that once we like if you once you know how many eons you got left, you're going there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, like I said, like, my first point is creating an atmosphere. But once you know how to create the particle in that atmosphere and become, and that's how you just be you. You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm Jet Spark. Somebody else can be this. Somebody else can be that. It's like I look like Jet Sparks up there. You know what I'm saying? A jet that's sparking. You know what I'm saying? That's mad meanings to that. You know what I'm saying? Always flying, always, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about a 3D jet. I'm talking about a fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional jet. So that's a realm of reality. That's a plane of existence. I said that's just and through all existences. You know what I'm saying? That's all that shit. So and sparks is just like I said, like sparking the minds, sparking the, you know what I'm saying, creating the vibe, all that shit, all types of, you know what I'm saying. You can even down here, you can see Jet Sparks. My name Jet Sparking Smoking. You know, it's, you know what I'm saying, a lot of meanings to it. But check it out. So once you understand that, you'll see that when I'm Jet Sparks up there, I really look like Jet Sparks. I'm sorry, I don't. I Star Pilot, but I look like Jet Sparks. But I'm still Jet Sparks, and I Star Pilot. So everything's, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything is in reverse, but you gotta know how to look at these things like that, because these things actually are helpful in the long run. Like I said, you know how to look at these things the right way. Wherever you are, there you are. So it's kind of like, yeah, you just, I don't know. You just gotta be there and know how to see shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you look and know how to see shit, you just know how to see shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, and then whenever you choose to go to Babylon, you know what I'm saying? You it's like you're in a spaceship, you're in a plane, you're in a jet, you're in a starship, you're in a whatever you fly, you're in a saucer. You know what I'm saying? You're in a whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're flying down here, and you choose to come down here. Whatever. I'm saying real shit. You know what I'm saying? So you understand? It's these things is really good to understand, because you know what I'm saying. You're doing, y'all all gonna do the same thing regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you can't run away from it. That's what I hate when motherfuckers try to run away from shit like that and be like, man, that ain't. It can't be that. Like, it can't. I mean, niggas. If you think I'm lying right now, then nigga, you just. Or you think I'm capping, or you think I don't know what I'm talking about. Nigga, you just all the way lost, because this is something we like. How the fuck you think you even came down here in the first place? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just gotta know how to look at these things and not let these things affect you, because these things matter. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So matter is a form of a mind state. M, matter, magic, materialize. All that shit is a mind states. So when you know these things matter, you know how to batter these things down and build up what you have to do. So once you're building a new thing up, you got new mind states to relate yourself, to connect with people, places, and things. Do what you gotta do, and just relate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And once you know how to relate yourself, now you know how to what you're doing, because you're actually like you're doing something that we're all supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. And the thing you're supposed to be doing, you come to the conclusion that subconsciously that's what everyone is doing in their mind, but that's what we all need to do too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be aware that we're doing that, because once you're aware, ain't nothing more powerful than awareness. You know what I'm saying? Awareness is the most powerful thing down here. You know what I'm saying? Once you show somebody how aware you are, or show government how aware you are, then they can only go so far with something. You know what I'm saying? But once you're aware of something, awareness is the most powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So understanding awareness, just understand that the way to actually uh do that shit is understanding how to travel within yourself and the mind, and all that correlations and concepts, and all that residuals and all that conjunctions, whatever you want to understand, sextiles. You're gonna get to astrology aspect, trines, squares, all that shit. You gotta know certain ways how to look at these things, and these things, like, you know what I'm saying, these things all have a concept within themselves too. So don't think it's just that, and then you just looking at a certain an alignment. You think, oh, it's just that. You gotta know how to go deep. You gotta know how to make it simple. Then go deep. So once you go deep, you can create that actual sigil and create that way of what that would stamp down what it actually means. What do you think the child government be doing? They be doing the same thing. So you just gotta do within yourself and know how to do these things within yourself. Because once you want to do these things within yourself, now you're with you're learning life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, again, with the going with the flow, that's how you know you learn life, real shit. And that's all for today, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for watching. But Jeff Sparks, Star Pilot, and we out in this motherfucker. Real shit.